Do you ever feel like you're doing too much in your watercolor painting? We will use an urban watercolor painting and explain how I control my brushstrokes to get the best results. Stick around till the end because I will share you a simple 5-minute daily exercise that will help you to loosen up your techniques.
Brush economy is the idea of making every brushstroke counts. Instead of layering endlessly or fussing over tiny details, you place intentional strokes that convey form, light, and atmosphere. This makes your painting look fresh and expressive rather than overworked. A lot of my students, personally in my class, they struggle with this because they focus on each and every tiny details instead of focusing on large, big masses from our painting or our reference. In this piece, I used large washers in the beginning to establish the structure of the building. Notice I didn't outline every single detail. Instead, I let the water and the pigment do the work. This is a key to getting the natural and effortless look. And I use the same technique for other buildings as well. And you can also see that I'm also mixing other colors while I'm doing this. And you can use the same technique for anything that's in your painting or in your sketch. Here's where brush economy really comes into play. Instead of carefully painting every little window or balcony in these buildings, I use quick confident strokes and negative painting to suggest details. This technique tricks the eye into seeing the complexity without overloading the painting. I also use the exact same technique for the big shadows which is on the ground. And you can see that I kind of did the wash, and I'm also trying to mix different colors while it's wet. Look how the shadows are placed. One single bold wash creates a strong contrast without requiring extra layers. A single stroke loaded with varying pigment density can define form, saving time and effort while keeping the painting lively. When it comes to texture, less is more. Here, instead of painting every individual details on the windows, I use dry brush techniques and broken edges to suggest texture without overworking the scene. The key is knowing when to stop. Too much detail can make a painting feel stiff. Even for small details like the street sign and car, I didn't capture everything. Just a few deliberate strokes along with contrast make them readable without being overpowering.
Okay, let's do a building now. I'm going to set the timer for 5 minutes. Again, I'll try to finish it before 5 minutes. I don't exactly go 5 minutes, and whenever I stop, that's how I'm going to stop. Okay, and I'm going to hit the timer first. And I'm also going to include the sketching. When it comes to sketching, you have to be really loose. And you can see that just blocking the full mass of the building by itself. I'm seeing a couple of windows here. I'm going to block it like that. And again, when you do this, don't worry about the details and everything. Like what I did and what we saw in the first chapter and the second chapter. And there you go. And there's also a road. There's also a couple of buildings there. And I think this will get me started. And there's something at the top, as you can see, there's a rim. And we'll just block it, and the rim is coming like this and goes like that. It also goes like that if you want to do it. And there's also this orange part, and that's it. I'm going to start now. And again, you can see that I quickly blocked in. And you can also, what we could do is we can block the sky first. So I'm going to block the sky really fast. So I'm going to take some cerulean blue, and you can see that I also, just by adding, what is it called? I'm going to add the sky really fast. And the sky is done. And there's this kind of this burnt amber. I'll leave white there. Maybe if I have put some white like this. And there's a lot of what is it called? There's a lot of this green in my white, so be it. And I'll see this orange. I'll block the orange really fast. And again, you don't have to do this big. Do a little bit smaller, so it's easier for you. So it's easy to handle for you. And make sure you can also use what is called hair dryer to finish your wash. And I'm also seeing this white thing. I'm gonna block it. And I'm also going to put this. There's a green thing here. And you can see that there is no time to think. You just block and you do it. That's it. And there's also this couple of things, the inside windows, and there's a couple here, and there's also this red thing right here. And I also did this a little bit big, so it's a little bit harder to control, but so be it. I'm just showing how fast you can block something. And for the road, I have this wash, and I can do this. I'm going to stop the timer here because I'm going to let it dry for a bit, then we can add the shadows. And you can see that we dried a bit. I'm gonna start the timer again. So we have like almost 1 minute 30 seconds to add the shadows. So before we add the shadows, I'm gonna squint my eyes and I'm checking like where the shadows are. Now I'm clear about it. Now I'm gonna hit it. And the first thing is the shadow underneath the structures. And I'll add that like that. And there's also this other shadows which kind of going inside the windows like that, and I'll add it. And there's also shadow underneath near here, and I'll just add it like that. And it's also going inside the shop like that, and there you go. And there's also this couple more shadows, but which is kind of like in this orange tinge, and we can add that as well. These are the lights. And there's also this red shadow. I'm going to add that as well. I'm just going to increase the intensity. And you can also add a couple more details like this. And there's also one more detail like that. And let's block in the ground for this. And you can also add a shadow here. And there's a shadow here. And the shadow here. And there's a couple more shadow like that. And you can see that in 5 minutes I was able to do this building with just by squinting my eyes. I can see the lighting and shadows. There are more details we could add again, but you capture the essence just in 5 minutes. And this I would try, and you can see that how minimal my strokes are, yet like if you see this painting from far, it will give this photographic quality. Okay, let's do a tree now. So when it comes to trees, you have to think everything in shapes. Again, I'm going to hit the 5-minute timer, and when you do trees like this, setting a timer and doing it, you'll be surprised the amount of the techniques you will explore. Because the way I practice, it kind of helped me quite a while to create really nice looking trees. And you can see that when you paint trees with such a fast strokes, it gives this really nice abstraction quality to a tree. So I'm checking my shape of my tree, and you can see that again I'm not worried about my proportions or anything. I can see that by this we kind of create this really nice first wash for the tree bushes. So now I'm going to focusing on the trunks. And it kind of goes like that. I'm checking where it would go. I'm just connecting the trees with and inside, and I see one here which kind of goes here. And I'm using only one brush. If you use like a really thin brush by holding on to it, that also gives a really nice realistic trees. And I see a couple here which kind of matches here as well. And there's one thing which kind of goes like that. And you can see that we blocked the first wash of the tree. Okay, now let's go and add the, what is it called? The shadow of the tree. And you can see my strokes are a little bit abstract, but might as well trying to capture the shadow of the tree. And you can literally see in the reference, when you paint the shadow of the tree, think everything in one single shadow. Don't think as an individual shadow, and that will ruin your painting. It doesn't have that nice abstraction quality as well. It kind of goes like it, and there is the tree. It kind of goes like that, and there's a shadow which is here as well. And you can see that I'm just using some greens and some neutral tint. At the bottom, I'm just gonna make it a little bit bigger. And here as well. And you can see that we kind of like almost 2 minutes in. And this tree is not reading great, because I know why. Because the trunks is not dark enough. But I'm gonna use sepia and burnt umber. And I'm going to show this is also in the shadow, and everything will make sense. I can see that as soon as we add it, it's kind of create this really nice shadow for the tree. And now if I add some shadows, it's going to be this kind of like green, and I'll put a little bit of blue in here as well. So it kind of create this really nice cool shadow. And now, since I have some time, I can go. I can also create couple more variations, or one more value. So what that does is it kind of creates more three-dimensional for our trees. And might as well I have $40 more seconds, so I'll just do this. It's kind of this bush which is behind it. And we can also add a couple more like that. Then I'll just go and put some water, so you kind of becomes this really nice abstraction shape like that. And you can see that in 5 minutes we took our reference, we were able to capture something, you know, really nice like that. Okay, now let's do a street lamp, and this might take a little bit less time than what we did. So I'll start the timer at 5 minutes. So this one, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to use sketch, and this is another way of painting as well. And talking, I wasted like 10 seconds. I'm just checking my proportions. Again, I'm thinking in shapes. What shape is it? And how minimal strokes I have to make it look good. And this goes here. And I'm just checking here. And I'll just go like that. And a lot of people get carried away with the details, and that's what we learned in the second chapter, just focusing on the details which are necessary for us. And you can see that we kind of created this really nice first wash, and it's already 2 minutes. That's good, we are in a good shape. And for this one, the inside part, I'm going to use a little bit of this green. Maybe I'll use a little bit of yellow too. And I'll just mix it like this. And that's looking already good. And you can also take a little bit of this. And you can see that we already created this really nice thing. So I'm going to dry it. So I'm going to stop my timer. Okay, I dried it now. Let's start the timer. And you can see that I missed this part. So now, this is the shadow I was talking about in the painting as well. The painting I was showing in the first chapter. Having the shadows and squinting my eyes, I'm checking where the shadows are. And that's what I'm trying to do. And that's good. And that's good. And the shadows are coming here like that, and this shadow is coming all the way down, and I'm going to soften it by going like this. And it's kind of going like this, one line, two line, this third line, and this is where the shadow kind of goes like this. And again, I'm going to soften this side since it's cylindrical form. I'm just softening it here, just leaving a hard edge there so it looks really nice and crisp. And it's the same thing here and here as well. And I'm going to soften it at the bottom like this, so it's kind of curved. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a shadow. So it's kind of going all the way like that. And let's add a couple more shadows at for the lights as well. And there's also this bulb inside. We'll add that as well. And you can see that in matter of 4 seconds we're able to capture everything. If you want, you can add like some more details, like there is this signboard. Let's add the signboard as well, which is kind of in a perspective like this, and I'll just combine it. Mine as well, we have 55 seconds, and I'll just do this like that. You can see that this kind of adds like another more detail, which also looks really nice. And you can also go and see, is there anything I can add? You can add those, and there's also one more like that. And I'll just soften this area. So it kind of like the light hits from this side. And there's also this guy and this guy. And I like that. And you can see that even it doesn't took us 5 minutes, we are able to capture everything. When I squint my eyes, it looks realistic, and that's really important. And we also have 10 seconds more. I'm going to stop it here. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification so you don't miss my uploads every Saturday. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. Until the next time, keep creating, and I will see you next week.